What's popping and what's dropping? This your boy, live and direct in full effect out the 832. Y'all already know how Jimmy J Smooth do. You know what I'm saying? I got my guest live and direct in 2019 on the scene out the 662. You know what I'm saying? Better known as the 901. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna cook with this brother. What's popping and what's dropping out the 662?
Man, not much, Jimmy Jam. Basically, this more of a joint effort on the show to let's draw on something because I got to hurry up and get me a laptop. Seriously, real talk. So I'll probably do that on my next on my next pay because I had to take care of a few little bills and stuff like that. So I definitely got to hurry get a laptop so I can definitely be rocking and rolling. But man, I think this really I don't know if this is our first live stream together of 2019 or what. I'm not sure, but correct me if I'm wrong on that. But anyway, before we get started with some of the topics at hand, man, I like to give we like to, on behalf of the Jimmy J Smooth Show Network show and the Let's Draw and myself, Craig Smith for Let's Draw on something. We like to give our thoughts and prayers, condolences to the families of Eric Dortch. He worked at FedEx for a while. They found him, I believe, the news that came out Saturday. They found him unresponsive in his car. And no one has delved in on the details of what was the cause of death. And I think really the good part of speculation with that group that's on with the private group that's on Facebook is that a lot of people aren't speculating what happened or what he died from. I mean, and that's really a good thing. So I don't know how old Eric was. I think it'd be safe to presume that he was like in his late 20s or probably in his 30s or probably was 30 or past 30s. I'm not sure. But if he was in his mid or early late 20s, that's a sad way to go. So pass on. So melancholy, with thoughts and prayers and condolences to the family of Eric Dortch. And also Jimmy, you would like the status on there I posted last Friday. Shout out to the Fleming family. Robert Fleming. I got the news from a boy. Big shout out to him, Adrian Williams, that he had passed away. And man, and when I talked to Adrian that Friday night I got off. My boy Adrian was heartbroken, man. When he said the words, he said, "Craig, I didn't lose a friend, man. I lost my brother." They've been friends for over like 20 years. And granted, I mean, they had their little splits and everything else. And I'll go on record and say, I mean, Adrian called me about I list from his point of view how he should handle it. And then I talked to Robert. And just how it was, I told him, I said, man, look, the best way y'all need to do it, y'all need to go, invite him over your house, have a few drinks or whatever, and settle the issues what's going on. I said, man, because y'all getting ready to split, call y'all friendship cease over some bullshit is what it is, bullshit. And and I said, I could see if Robert, excuse my language, if Robert had fucked his girl or Adrian vice versa, yeah, that's a way to end a friendship. But over some bullshit, no. But the last time I talked to Robert several times. I mean, when he had his stroke the year, I think it was either 2015 or 16. It was whichever years it was. I hit him up and I asked him how he was doing. He was in good spirits, man, and stuff like that. And he got a job at the with the Smart Post here in South Haven, FedEx. Smart Post. That's where he was working at, and found out from agent he was enjoying that job, man. He was he got to work. He worked 4 days and was off 3. Sometimes he worked 5 and be off 2. And he loved the job. And and when Adrian was telling me the story about it, man, he said it was just heartbroken. But his cause of death was from I forgot the name what Adrian told me, but just go ahead. Let's just go on. You can say it. He died from a degenerative brain disease. So, and when Adrian told me, he said when he saw the X-rays of Robert's brain, he said, "Craig, I couldn't look at it no more." He said it looked like just somebody, how because on the X-ray when they show your brain, they see all them like them little moving spots be moving in a millisecond and all this other shit, them your cells. He said when they showed the X-ray of his brain, he said it was just plain, it just looked like a fucking prune. And he couldn't even he couldn't recognize Robert, man. He said he was just swole up and everything, man, it's tough. But like Robert did, Robert, he must be talking about me up there. But like Adrian said, man, God has his reasons for calling the people he want up there, even if they're not the right ones. So big so like I said, on behalf of Jimmy J. Smooth and I said and myself, our thoughts and prayers are with the Fleming family and the Dorsch family during their time of mourning. But man, Roberts, man, I thought my pops' death was a hard pill to swallow. Roberts was too. Because Robert wasn't even 30 yet. He had just turned 29. So man, it's tough, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I recently had a former coworker who passed away on me. He passed away, I think it was last week. He was one of my first clients in the company called Lightyear Wireless, where I had obtained at least 13 people in that particular company. So
right.
Shout out to him and his family. I hope everybody's okay. I know they pretty much was expecting to go because they were feeding him through a tube, and he was just out of there at this point. And then he recently lost his job at FedEx, and that was just a sad situation. So
yeah,
my prayers and thoughts to the James Holmes family, if y'all listening. So I hope everybody get through that particular situation.
Yeah.
But other than that, what's the first topic we gonna jump on?
Man, a lot of little sports happenings on there, and all I gotta say is this: I was glad the other night the Pukesters lost to Syracuse, but I'm gonna tell you this here, Jimmy. They got to play fourth-ranked Virginia, and Duke ain't finna take no ass whooping 2 times in a row. And we got a new number one.
They just lost to Syracuse.
Yep.
Damn, I'm shocked that they lost that many times.
They only lost, they did twice. I mean, because Syracuse pretty much. Syracuse really kind of got physical with them in overtime, and our favorite network that we love to despise, even though some of their shows I will watch, between that from that 4 to 5 o'clock hour, Around the Horn and Pardon Interruption. Hell, I've been watching Pardon Interruption for almost 18 years. Them Tony Kornheiser and Mike Wilbon had me rolling, man, for real. Them the only 2 I watch, and Around the Horn too. Excuse me, but the Puke Devils, they got to play a 4th-ranked Virginia team, and I'm going to say this: when tournament time comes, don't put your money on Virginia like I did. Man, I was so hot.
Yeah, but I warned people that one of these number 1 seed was gonna get upset at some point because Virginia almost got knocked off a few years ago in the first weekend. They nearly got knocked off in the first weekend a couple of years ago because Virginia does not play up and down. Their offense is just too fucking stagnant. They recruit all these talented players. Say what now?
That's Virginia's problem. Their defense is their offense.
Yeah, they're offensively they are too stagnant. In order to be a good defensive team, you got to have. It's important to have somewhat of a good offensive team to complement. The problem is they play so much defense and they try to rely on people to commit turnovers. But when that doesn't happen, when they're not able to force turnovers, that becomes a major problem because when those teams are on, they aren't, and that's what happened to them against Baltimore, Maryland, University of Maryland, Baltimore, is that they didn't make any mistakes, and that's what fucked them off. You know what I'm saying? So that Bennett, what's the guy's name? Bennett? I forgot the guy's name. Yeah, so he needs to. Tony Bennett Jr.
No, it was just Tony Bennett because his father's name Dick Bennett. Dick Bennett was the coach of the University of Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yeah, so Tony Bennett need to cut the fuck shit. He needs to do what Bo Ryan did. Bo Ryan took note from Dick Bennett, but then what Bo Ryan started doing was shit. We're gonna start playing real offensive ass basketball toward the end of his career before he retired. That Wisconsin
let's be real. He was the editor's note. He was forced to retire after he had admitted he was having an affair with somebody in the Wisconsin basketball program.
Yeah, but okay, yeah. But before Bo Ryan retired, he started changing the offensive system. He was in place because after Ole Miss put an ass whooping on him that year, man, Bo Ryan was like, "Fuck this shit! I'm not finna play slow down basketball with these hoes. I'm finna shut you down and go up and down the court on your ass." And that's what he did. He started recruiting more offensive minded players, and he was able to upset the Kentucky Wildcats in the process of doing that.
Oh, I remember that shit.
That was the last time he really. We didn't see the best of Bo Ryan because I think Bo Ryan at some point, had he stayed if it hadn't been that conflict of interest at that university, he probably would have got a championship at some point because he was able to recruit guys. He didn't just recruit garbage ass, you know what I'm saying, defensive minded only players. He recruited guys that was able to score, shut you down, and score on your ass. So Bennett's gonna have to step it up, especially against this Duke team. You know, so I think Duke gonna blow their asses out.
Hell yeah, and I'm not and everybody at my job said the same thing that we've been saying. Even my boy Trey Murphy, big shout out to him, by the way, and as fickle, and his opinion is just as fickle as I don't know what. We don't like the Puke Devils, but we love the hell out of Coach K.
I agree.
Bottom line.
I agree.
So, but with that being said, Jimmy, let me tell you something. Man,
tell me something good.
You ain't no pimp. Oklahoma's a rest haven for hoes. Jalen Butler, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, they is a rest haven for hoes.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Jalen Hurts, ladies and gentlemen, if anybody hasn't followed, Jalen Hurts has officially went down to Soonerville. And let me give a big shout out to my boy Flemmo Raps, and that's a channel you should check out too, Jimmy. This guy comes out with some damn good content about players from the past, what happened to them and stuff like that. I'm gonna watch it after this podcast. He talks about the pros and cons of what Oklahoma's getting with Jalen Hurts, and then Ohio State. Ohio State's backup, I forgot his name, Tate something. He went to Miami. So he's going to be able to start Miami. So I guess that clears the way for Justin Fields, who, and in my opinion, man, I'm not a Georgia fan. I like Georgia, but I'm going to speak on this. Kirby Smart fucked that up. Let's be real. Kirby Smart fucked him up. You do not, in Alabama, because everybody said that Justin Fields is a better quarterback than Jake Fromm. And Jake Fromm, when I look back, and the whole game is on YouTube between Texas and Georgia, and I did look up the series look on it. Yeah, Texas is now 4-1 against Georgia.
Yeah.
Jake Fromm did some, how can I put it? He did some of the, in a way, fuck y'all, fuck you. He did some of the most fuck y'all, what y'all say about me shit in that game. I'm still gonna do me shit in that game. And let alone, I put it like this. Then against Alabama, now I give it to him. Now Jake, he was on his game, but I still think Justin Fields should have been starting also. Because Fromm is known to make a shitload of damn mistakes, man. And Chaney, your boy Jim Chaney, he went back to Tennessee. I think that was a good move. I think that was a good move on their part. And T. Martin, he's a associate coach or something. So even though everybody like T. Martin, I think T. Martin don't need to have an offensive playbook. Because there was a lot of shit said about what was going on with him in USC. Said he could. One dude said on my site, Newtopia Sports, T. Martin couldn't coordinate a rat out of a corner. So what man? So that, I mean, and what they tell you about his offense, but yeah, I think the only pro about Jalen Hurts is this: in 28 games he started, he won 26. That's all I got to say about that.
But he won mostly because of a good defense, predominantly, and then the mistakes whatever mistake he made, the defense made up for it. He had a shutdown defense. There's a reason why four players have already bypassed their junior year to go straight to the NFL.
Hell yeah, I'm shocked. That whole Alabama offense gone. I'm like, what the fuck? You know,
the entire offense plus the defense. For at least 4 guys from the defense from the last thing. For the last time I checked. Now, let me look up rivals.com real fast because I want to make sure. Because the last time I checked, Alabama was number 1 in recruiting in both Rivals and ESPN. Sometimes they're off slightly, but a lot of times they're about the same. Let me look at Rivals real fast. But yeah, I'm trying to make sure I'm on top of that. Because the last time I checked during the national title game, Alabama was number 1 and somebody else was number 2. I think Georgia was creeping up on them. I know last year Georgia became the number 1 recruiting class last year. So
yeah.
I'm trying to look up. Wow, be so motherfucking slow. Update y'all whole ass website. I think. Is it Yahoo owns Rivals?
Yeah.
Funky hoes.
Rivals used to be faster than what it is now.
Yeah, when they were independent, they used to be faster, but then fucking Yahoo took over that shit, and then man, y'all some stanky assholes. Damn, it keep Rivals, get this shit. I'm just trying to look up one thing, and that's where the current rankings at. I know the ESPN, but sometimes they be off sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a second. It should come up. Anything has changed? Let me see. Have they updated? Because my roommate was arguing me down, talking about Clemson gonna be the number 1 recruiting class because they beat Alabama. I'm like, bullshit. Kids. I'm like, bullshit. I don't think Clemson's ever gonna be the number 1.
And while that's popping up, let me address this. Yeah, I know we were 2 weeks away. Well, we a week out from Bama getting their ass kicked, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, especially to all these. Let me put a little memo out to these fans that was, especially the Miami fans, the Trey Murphys and his other little friend whose name I'm not going to mention. She's a Miami fan. Okay. And I did my own little research before we got on air, Jimmy. I'm gonna talk about Alabama and Clemson in 4 years, and Miami and FSU in 4 years. Let's start with the latter. Miami in 4 years has went 34-18. Records as follows: 8-5, 9-4, 10-3, 7-6. For a total of 34 wins and 18 losses in 4 years. No national titles. Okay. Florida State, 10-3, twice. 7-6, 5-7, 32-19, no national titles. Okay. Yet they talking shit. That Miami and Florida State fans talking shit. Alabama and Clemson are both 55-4. So you do the math between the two. They got what combined wins. That's 110-8. Alabama is 55-4 in 2 years. In 4 years. 2 BCS championships. Clemson is 55-4 in 4 years, 2 national titles, and the first team to go 15-0 in college football history. The point I'm finna make to all these people that were rooting against Alabama and was glad that Alabama lost is this. We always Bama will always have a last laugh whether we win or lose. But mind you, Florida State and Miami fans, your conference representative is the national champion, 2-time national champion. Your conference representative won 15 games, the first college team to win 15 games with a true freshman quarterback. And that was something Jalen Hurts' ass couldn't even do when they played Clemson the last time. Oh, and by the way, Steve Sarkisian is going to be back in Alabama. But anyway.
Yeah.
Miami, let me tell you, Miami and Florida State fans, that was just basically just as happy as a Hogan saving church. Y'all in the ACC conference. Clemson is y'all landlord. Y'all in Clemson's household. So maybe what y'all need to do, don't worry about what go on in Alabama's household known as the SEC. If you ain't paying rent in the SEC and you can't pay rent in the ACC, you ain't got time to speak. Worry about trying to knock off Clemson before y'all worry about knocking on Alabama or anybody else.
And my thing is, here's another thing too. Stop letting Alabama come in and take all y'all Florida niggas. The thing is, how the hell Alabama come in and take everybody from Alabama, completely shut out Auburn, and then come up in North Florida and just here go Florida State, give me y'all motherfucking recruits. This is our house. How the fuck does that happen? They get y'all top niggas. They come to Florida, North Florida, and take over everything. Oh, we're gonna leave the Florida Gators, the leftovers. We're gonna take out these North, we're gonna lock down North Florida. We're going to lock down Pensacola, Tallahassee. Yeah, we're going to come in Florida State territory right down the street. We're going to say, hey, what's going on, Willie Taggart? We're going to recruit your boy right quick, real fast. And then take y'all goddamn recruits. How the hell does that happen? How the hell does that happen? And then Alabama run back in Texas and be like, oh, Texas, we finna come down to eat some of that Texas barbecue. Then we finna get one of your other recruits up in Texas. Alabama just they treat y'all like a hoe. The thing is, Clemson had Alabama's number that day. And shout out to Clemson. For them to, predominantly rush 5 guys, and still get the tour the way they did, that earns a clap. But guess what? That ain't going to happen too many times.
But wait a minute. But hold on. But who we always going to give our props to for that move, though? Think about it. Fucking Brent Venables, dude. Notre Dame didn't score they only scored 3 points against them. He shut them down because he ran. Yeah. Venables ran straight up 4-3 on Notre Dame all game long. And I even sent you and Corey Wolf a link to what type of defense that Brent runs. He runs a 4-3 mixed with a 4-2-5. Okay, that's pretty cool. Then with Alabama, he ran nothing but straight dime. He dimed and nickel. That's it.
Exactly.
That's it. So I mean, I'm upset about it, but the excuse that Alabama's defensive coordinator gave as to why they weren't expecting, talking about some Clemson ran some plays that we didn't. Clemson ran some plays we never seen before. Now, here's another coach. I'm going to say this. Jimmy, I know you don't care too much for the New England Patriots. Okay? But you got to give credit to Bill Belichick. Dude is a motherfucker. Is a damn coach to stay a step ahead. And he said this I was watching the episode of Tom Landry Football Life. Because he said when he was the Giants defensive coordinator, he said he would always make it his business to study not just all the plays that Landry ran in the offense, but for any type of trick play and be prepared for it. Basically, Belichick said, I feel any coach needs to prepare themselves for any type of gimmick play or any offense they've never seen before. Case in point. The Chargers beat the Ravens by running nothing but seven DBs, the quarters coverage. Okay. They tried to run this shit on. They tried to do the same shit to New England. And what happened? Bill Belichick ran the ball almost 50 times in that game on. So for Alabama, what's dude named Tupi Tapoy, whatever his name is, and for Saban to come up with that excuse, no, bro, no, y'all know better. You got to be prepared for You got to be prepared for anything. For anything. It's like you go out in the street. When I most time when I go to the store at night, even though I don't think people don't be watching, I be watching. I'm gonna be steps ahead, prepare for an ass whooping, or to whoop somebody's ass. So for Bama to come up with that excuse, oh no, that's not gonna fly. That ain't gonna fly.
Yeah. Yeah, but the thing is, Clemson had the right game plan. They had enough talent on the field that could compete with them. They did everything they needed to do to win that game. And like I say, Clemson ain't gonna beat Alabama too many times. But I think Brent Venables is doing the right thing by staying at Clemson in case old boy leaves, which I don't see Dabo leaving anytime soon. But we never know. I say stay at Clemson, and then if the head coaching gig at Clemson comes up, then you got talent right there. There's talent in South Carolina.
Hell yeah.
There's talent. They got the best of both worlds. They can go south and get guys in South Georgia. They can go north and get guys from South Georgia. They can go south and get some guys in North Florida. Yes, they're going to be competing with Alabama in terms of getting those North Florida guys. But, hey, it is what it is. But right now, Alabama, Georgia, A&M, Oklahoma, LSU, Texas, Clemson at number 7, Michigan number 8, Oregon 9, and Florida is number 10. So I don't see Clemson making no real big moves because one thing about Nick Saban goes to these guys' home, goes to these guys' homes and establish a relationship with these guys' parents, and he makes sure these guys get an education. He makes sure he's one of those guys that can he makes sure these guys can he tells his parents, he makes sure these guys get an education first. One thing I can respect about Jalen Butthurst is he made sure that kid graduated before. He made sure Jalen Butthurst graduated before he was able to transfer. And the one thing I like about the NCAA and today's NCAA, that you can graduate and be immediately eligible to play at another school. And that is a great thing. That is a wonderful thing. So I am glad the NCAA is very lenient in terms of these seniors. If a person graduates, they should be able to play. Just like when Urban Meyer won that national title that year. He got a kid that played for him at Utah, and he was a key defensive player for Utah. So I have to respect the NCAA for being lenient toward these seniors, because it's very effective in basketball. It's very effective in other sports and stuff like that. And you should be rewarded for graduating. Jalen Hurts graduated over the summertime. That's how important he felt his education was. Yes, you might get your position took by Tua, but hey, I'm gonna make sure you graduate. I love how Nick Saban come in these kids' homes. He talks to every parent. Every parent. It ain't just
Jim Harbaugh does too.
It ain't just a say what now?
Jim Harbaugh does too.
Yeah, it ain't just him sending a recruiting coordinator. This is the reason why Alabama is number 1. And coaches take notes. It ain't just him sending recruiting coordinator. And Penny does this too. He goes into these parents' home. He eats dinner with these fools, with these parents. He sit down, you know what I'm saying? He talks about how important this kid's education is. Yes, I don't know if he's going to be the best football player on my team, but I want to make sure he graduates in 3 years. You know what I'm saying? He establishes a relationship with every parent out there. He goes to these kids' home. Every time he goes on a recruiting trip, he goes to these kids' home. He showed them around Alabama. Yeah, Alabama be partying now. Don't sleep on Tuscaloosa. But he makes sure those kids are in the.
I've seen it. Hey,
Another thing
I
about
seen
Nick
it
Saban,
firsthand, bro. I seen it firsthand when I went there 5 years ago.
and also all his kids are in the front of the goddamn class. When you're a Nick Saban coach player, you're in the front of the goddamn class. You ain't in the back of the class acting a goddamn fool. Shout out to Pussy Grabber Winston. Shout out to him. But anyway, you know,
that's a Trey Murphy guy, but you know, I gotta throw some fun at my boy Trey, man. But he's a Trey Murphy guy, if you will.
Yeah, but anyway,
saying heartbeat, Winston ain't none of my guy, but you know, but he don't like James Winston either. But you know, I just had to throw that fun out there. But go ahead, Jimmy.
Yeah, but he makes sure his kids are in the front of the classroom to get their education, and that's the reason why those kids graduate early. And not just that, he sends tutors out and stuff like that. If a kid, he feel like a kid about to fail, he sends tutors out, make sure they get on the right track. So Nick Saban has done a great job of getting those guys graduating within those 3 years or on their way to graduating early in their 4th year. So shout out to Nick Saban, man. And
also shout out to Les Miles because he's like that too. Yeah. He was like that at LSU because he said that and James Franklin the same way. I like what James Franklin said. He said at one point when he was at Penn State at Vanderbilt, he said, "Yeah, I recruit these kids to come play football for me." He said, "But my job," he said, "I feel my job isn't done until I see you walk across the stage. That's when I know I did my job right."
Yeah, because anybody can play football, but anybody can play football, but you know, not everybody will become productive citizens, and that's what we need out here in society. Taking those degrees and becoming productive citizens, and so they can create other productive citizens in society as well. You know what I'm saying? So Nick Saban does a great job at that, and I think in the next 4 years he's probably going to retire because we don't realize how old Nick Saban is. You know what I'm saying? It's a strong possibility. I think in between I say give him about 4 and 6 years, he's probably going to retire, and I think he's going to try to retire.
Even though he doesn't look it, he'll be 68 coming up this October.
And I think he's going to try to go out on top. So be on the lookout for a coach in waiting, but be on the lookout for that because when they announce who the coach in waiting gonna be, he's gonna be looking to get out of Alabama. And
but you also but think about this though, because somebody asked us a fan question on the Let's Draw Something show about that, and you said that Dabo could be the perfect replacement for him if Dabo wanted to leave South Carolina. But I don't think Dabo gonna leave South Carolina anytime soon. But I know you probably want to chime in on that. But I got a question for you here. Looking at this fan questions, I done jotted down on the email because we're gonna do something new here since this comes from that she doesn't say where she's from. She wants to know from us. Because she sent it on my Let's Draw Something thing on my personal email. What is you guys' biggest takeaway from the all season of college football? As far as all season moves, I got one. I'll answer
that. Go ahead, man. Handle your business.
I'm laughing because this just warms my heart. This is perfect. I got to give a shout out to the University of Houston school president for pulling the Coos coup by getting Dana Holgorsen from West Virginia back to Houston. And I think right there, Alicia, that just validates the point. Houston pulled the Coos coup by getting Dana Holgorsen back in Houston. And I think that's going to, and I think with Dana being back in Houston is going to shift the balance of power back to the Houston Cougars. Memphis got a long way to go as long as Norvell is coaching. You know, I displayed my disdain for Mike Norvell. I mean, they're now what 0-3 in bowl games now, under him. But that to me was really the Coos coup of college football. Dana Holgorsen getting back going from West Virginia to Houston. That was the biggest takeaway.
They're paying him $4 million a year. He served under the best of the best. You know, they brought him back from Houston from, you know, he was an offensive coordinator at Texas Tech, Houston, and Oklahoma. So that was a badass move right there.
Yeah,
for them to take something like that. Oh man, I think
so. That's why I said I give her props. She gangster. That president gangster. I thought that was a dude, but when I saw the picture of him, she's
the AD.
Huh?
Let me see who the AD. I want to see who the AD is. The president.
The female president. She a female.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a female. Yeah.
What she pulled was gangster.
Renewed Couture. Yeah, she's from India. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. She pulled was gangster. And damn, we have something in common. She has the same birthday I do. Wow. The first born to hold that position in any school, in any major university in the United States. Wow. Well, you'll never know. It's a small damn world.
She gangster.
Yeah, that was gangster. That was gangster.
That right there said it all. Forget all these transfers and all the stuff like that. What she pulled along the AD, that was gangster. And she wasn't playing when she said, yeah, 10 wins or more keep your job safe. But 8-5, 8-5 gets you fired. So, but to be honest with you though, Major Apple, but on the side note, Major Applewhite had got himself fired from the get-go when he took that jacket off of Ed Oliver. Come on, man. And then the excuse he gave, that was so much bullshit. I'm like, yeah, come on, dude. Come on now. Really?
Yeah, I mean, he was just really being petty. Yeah.
That's what everybody said. You know, Stephen A. Smith said he's being petty. And here's a fan question from me. What did you think of that? Speaking of the Clemson Tigers, what did you think of that bullshit? I'm gonna put it like this. What did you think of that bullshit that number 45 did? But in turn, what did you think of what Michael Strahan did?
Now, run me by on what Michael Strahan did, because I haven't been keeping up with a lot of stuff.
It's not a farce, but it was true. He said he was coming out of his pocket. He was gonna serve the because he said it pissed him off what Trump did. He served the Clemson Tigers football team some. He would invite him over for a steak, lobster, and caviar dinner, all on him for the whole football team. I even shared that on Sports Talk.
Thank you. Donald Trump is. I don't think at this point. I don't give a damn what sport you in the NCAA or what sport you in professional sports. I don't think you should even go to the fucking White House. You shouldn't even consider that shit.
I mean, Lisa, but hold it thought. But at least Obama, when the teams visit Obama, at least he did get him a full course meal.
And guess what? I'm not even an Obama fan. And Obama had that type of class to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Obama had enough class to do that. But with Donald Trump is I wouldn't suggest anybody from college ranks to the professional ranks to even go to the fucking White House. You should. At this point, with the president we got, I would rather you go to whole ass George W. Bush to the White House with him, at least he had some type of class. But this fucking president here, and I don't like to discuss politics too much, but this fucking president here is a whole hoe. And he doesn't deserve the honor of the national champion from baseball to fucking NHL. He doesn't deserve any of those motherfuckers to come in the White House. If I was the student's body from basketball to football to baseball to fucking NCAA hockey, I wouldn't even go to the White House. I'd be like, man, fuck that shit. Fuck this hoe. Fuck this hoe. You one of the few sports teams in this country to go to the fucking White House, to take a chance on their reputation being shit, to go to the White House and you do that little hoe ass buffet table bullshit.
The government shutdown. He couldn't afford to get him to feed them like they want. So you know what? Michael Strahan stepped up out of his pocket, lobster, steak, and caviar, all on his dime. Yeah. In my opinion, that's how you feed a champion.
That nigga's a billionaire, and he I mean, even and then he gotta, like, even the president have capital reserve. What kind of fuck shit excuse? You couldn't feed 100 dudes plus 20, at least 20. The average college team have like at least 20 assistant coaches. And then medical staff. So you're talking about roughly almost, let's just say 200 people. You couldn't feed 200 people with the money you got. Man, fuck that hoe. I'm done talking about that toupee wearing.
Yeah, I'm done with it too. But again, as Jimmy J. Smooth did, much applause to Michael Strahan for pulling that move there. Yeah, man. But also sports talk. It was an alleged rumored trade that's supposed to be going down with the Grizzlies and Mavericks. The rumor was they was going to trade Mike Conley for Dennis Smith Jr., Wesley Matthews, excuse me, and JJ Barea. I don't think that trade gonna go down, but I think because they've been trying to get rid of Dennis Smith for the longest, man, because he ain't living up to what he's supposed to be. And in that Rick Carlisle system, he wants some dudes that can play D and can shoot. And all Dennis Smith dude, he's a slasher, and he doesn't want to increase his game. But the way I look at it, even though if they talk about the trade ain't gonna go down, that was like trading apples for oranges. So it wasn't gonna work if that trade was gonna happen like that. But if it was gonna happen like that, that trade wasn't gonna work. And then plus, JJ Barea, they could play. JJ Barea can play defense. I mean, dude, 6'4" shut LeBron's down in the 11 finals. And Wesley Matthews, he still ain't got the same spark after he basically he blew out his cup years prior. So no, I don't think that trade shouldn't happen. And don't need to happen. So
yeah, I mean, if you ain't got rid of Mike Conley at this point, you may as well not get rid of him now. But I think he would be beneficial to any other. He would be beneficial if he left, because as of right now, this new fuckboy owner that they got, they're wasting a lot of his good years.
Talking about Pierre.
Yeah, they're wasting a lot of his good years, and
he don't care about the team, man.
Say what now?
He don't care about the team.
Yeah, and I don't know at this point with this fuckboy, but this dude is a whole fuckboy. The way he did Lionel Hollins had something good going over there, and then he just, because of his ego, he got rid of him. These guys went all the way to the conference finals for the first time in their basketball history. Then you got this other dude, one of his assistants, because you wanted to give this dude all the credit for what Lionel Hollins built in that locker room. Then he don't do shit. The guy, the farthest they ever got was game 6 of the second round of the playoffs. This dude couldn't do shit. Then you had to fire him. So it's.
And then, but what I was mad about, they fired Fizdale. I'm like, what you gonna fire Fizdale for?
Yeah.
And you know, Pierre remind me of Dan Gilbert too. Cause like him and Marc Gasol, like Fizdale and Marc Gasol and Fizdale got into it. And that's bad. The whole NBA even said that Grizzlies management was wrong and basically called Marc Gasol a fuckboy, which he was and is. For getting that, just because Fizdale told you, hey, you need to step your game up, stop with the BS. You're gonna go crying to the general manager and the Robert Pierre. He told me to step my game up. I won't go.
Yeah, I mean, dude is. I don't know what to say to this.
He more worried about his ubiquity company. I ain't never heard of that damn company before, bro. You got still stock in that company? Shit. And then talking about you can beat Michael Jordan in the pickup game of basketball. Man, please.
I was dumbfounded with LeVar Ball said that whole ass shit. I mean, dude. And speaking of the Ball family, aka the Bust family, in the words of Ticket TV, shout out to that brother. Lonzo Ball gonna have to step it up.
Yeah,
Lonzo Ball gonna have to step it up. You the number 2 motherfucking pick in the draft, and Magic Johnson was risking his reputation for the Lakers just to pick this whole ass dude up.
You think LeVar Ball care about that?
Say what now?
You think LeVar Ball care about Magic's reputation? No.
But here's the thing. He took a chance. He took a chance with Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball gonna have to stop being Lonzo Bust, in the words of Ticket TV. Yeah, I'm about to steal that ism. So, he gonna have to stop being Lonzo Bust and start stepping it up. Because when LeBron James come back and they trying to make a run against the Houston Rockets, who is a well better equipped team when they're healthy, man, they're gonna have to step that shit up, dog. If you're trying to compete against the Houston Rockets, who fully lock and fully loaded, if you even trying to compete against this fucking Golden State team, even have a fucking chance, Lonzo Ball gonna have to be a better factor than what he's already is for a number 2 pick.
And I don't think so. Now Boogie Cousins coming back. I don't think the Lakers ain't gonna get out of the first round or let alone get out of the West. Period. I'm sorry. And I've noticed all the LeBron fans on Facebook have all of a sudden calmed down now. I'm so glad my timeline being quiet on that shit.
Hold on. I'm gonna try to look up his stats right now. Let me look up his stats so I can be 1,000% accurate, because this is what we do at the Jimmy J Smooth Network. Last 10 games, he's averaged 11.5 points a game. Inexcusable. The entire regular season, 2019, he's averaged 9.8 points a game. Career average of 10 points a game. Boy, your bitch ass is slow. The last 5 games, as follows: 19. Okay, good job. That turned out to be a win. 13 points. You half-assing. 7 points against the Utah Jazz. 5 points.
I don't know what their problem is this year, man, because as deep as they is, they ain't got no business with losing record.
Yeah. The Detroit Pistons, 5 points and 21 points versus the Dallas Mavericks. What kind of fuckboy shit is this?
I don't know.
What kind of fuckboy shit is this? Now, I gave your whole ass the benefit of the doubt because it's your rookie year. Sometimes people don't pop immediately, and sometimes people pop slowly. But bitch, this is your motherfucking second year, and you playing goddamn slow, motherfucker. And I'm tired of this goddamn shit. I done stuck my neck out for you motherfucking ass. Now, goddamn it, play some goddamn basketball and stop being Alonzo bust up in this hole.
Dad, you mad as hell, ain't you?
Man, dude, I cake for this nigga, man. And this dude being Alonzo bust up in this hole. Because if it was LeBron James, I'll be on that boy helmet just like that. If it was anybody that I like helmet, I would be on that boy helmet just like that. But 13.0 points a game for a number 2 pick they believe your motherfucking ass is finna be a Hall of Famer. If for any team to pick you in the top 10, they think you Hall of Fame potential. So Lonzo quit busting bullshit up in this motherfucker, man. You're gonna have to play better than that. That 19 points a game, you should have a minimum of 17 points a game. And that's the minimum. A number 2 pick, that's inexcusable. LeBron James gave you the best advice he should have told you. Put your head down and focus. But you ain't been doing that, bro. You ain't been doing that, bro. You're going to have to quit being Alonzo Bus. Quit letting your daddy gas your whole ass. John B. hairline having ass up. Stop.
No, and hell, his daddy don't even look like he only brush his damn teeth.
Yeah, man. And I try to fucks with the Ball family. You know, he does a good job being a father. But my problem is stop gassing this dude head up and let this boy play basketball. He need to play basketball. He need to quit bullshitting. So Alonzo Ball, you're gonna have to step your assist game up, and you're gonna have to step your points per game up. If you can't give a nigga at least 17 points a game, give a nigga at least 10 assists a game, man, so you can make something happen. Do what Chris Paul do. When Chris Paul's shots ain't falling, he's, you know what I'm saying, he get everybody else balling. That's what you do. You the point guard. He took a chance on you, dog. Bullshit, dog. So I'm gonna let you take it from there on your thoughts on that hoe.
Basically, what you just said, because really, I was done with the balls, man. When I got sick and tired of LeVar talking shit, so I said, man, fuck this, man. So he don't want to improve. That's fine. I mean, that's on him. But I agree with everything what you said about him. And like LeBron told him, man, put your head down and focus. You know, and that's that on that. Yep. But man, we're gonna get on another little subject here. Let me give a big shout out to one of your finest from your alma mater, Oak Haven, Erica B. Her oldest son, man. I'll just call him X. Not gonna give it. Not gonna, with privacy of him. I'm gonna I'll just call him X, man. He's coming out. I don't know where he's going to school at, but he's coming out. He's a football player, and he had, and from what Erica was saying on some status up, they said he had 6 recruiters call him. He said he just got to wait to make his decision. So I had inboxed and asked her. I said that I was saying, I said I wondered those calls was Papa Nick, and her response was a gift of going, I don't know. But let me put a disclaimer right now on behalf of Jimmy J. Smooth and myself. Yeah, true enough, we're not parents. We're not. But we will tell you about how, about what you should do, and let alone get advice for your aspiring, for your son that is a son of sons that are aspiring to be in the football game, whether you are a mother or father. I mean, you need to listen up. And it ain't no, but you ain't played the game, and you're gonna say, and it's gonna be, and I'm gonna say, there's gonna be some old fuck niggas that's gonna say, but y'all ain't played the game though, so what can y'all tell us what to do? It's simple. We've seen young guys like your children get taken advantage of and not fare out well enough after college. So
exactly,
this is it. National Signing Day was merely not like a big thing when we were growing up. It was,
oh, okay, just say for example, Jimmy J. Smooth had a son and say, hey, I'm gonna commit to Alabama. He didn't make it no little big hoopla or nothing. He didn't, you know, or let alone, or because matter of fact, even when Penny made the announcement he was going to Memphis, you didn't see a whole school gathering around and media coverage and all that shit, did we? Did we?
Mm-hmm. You didn't.
Okay.
Because it was already expected Penny was going to go to Memphis anyway.
Right. Okay. All this is doing, and see, we got.
It wasn't. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Penny
Okay.
was highly recruited, but everybody in Memphis expected Penny to come to Memphis. You know, so it was one of those things right there. So he was expected to come.
Okay. Now with this national media set, now I just went on and said it. The national media signing day. That's all the signing day has become. It has become a circus. So for all you guys, for all you parents, like I said, with Erica and E, I'm gonna tag you on this, and I would like for your son to listen. Because we ain't scaling. This is just some straight advice. Whatever decision, and I know there's some others out there. Big shout out to my old Hamiltonian friend, old Miss Cetrill. Her son came out of his he coming out of, which I think is one of the best football schools is in Memphis. I ain't mistaken, White Station. Okay, I think he's a running back. I don't know his name, but you know, like I said, with respect to their children's privacy, I'm not gonna say their names. He's coming out of White Station. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever your son decides where he wants to go, put it on social media. They can do two things. Announce it on social media. Don't have no little fucking block party about, hey y'all, my son finna make his announcement for college and all this other little shit. No. You make him a mark. You're not ESPN, because ESPN, that's ESPN's job. They make these young kids marks. They peg them. Don't peg your child. When he make his decision, and yeah, I'm telling young guys too, when you make your decision, do two things. Make an announcement on Facebook, but by putting a subliminal message where you're gonna go, or post a picture.
Mm-hmm.
That's one. Or two, keep it private. Don't put on don't put on social media at all. And just pull your mom and dad to the side, say, hey, mama, I made a decision. I'm gonna go to Alabama. I'm gonna go up here and play to Michigan. That's it. Because, and by the way, mom's jamming some Tupac in the background. That's her favorite rapper. Because nowadays, Jimmy, man, this national media signing day is nothing more than a joke. And let me say this on behalf of the parents. Don't get like what that damn fool of a lady did when her son made the decision to go to Florida and she got up mad as hell. Okay? And she made herself a mark on that. She was nothing more than a meme. We got our boy Corey Wolf to thank for that shit. All the memes and stuff that was going around about her, about what she did, even had ESPN talking bad about her. And you know, and here's another thing, and I even about with the parents and everything. If your child, and also if your child doesn't want, if your son doesn't decide that he wants to, he don't want to have no little watch party or no announcement party or whatever or shit like that. You know, if he decides he doesn't want to, don't make the decision for him. Don't pimp your child out in a way.
Yeah. And kids are already having a hard time getting along with parents because these new age parents have been on some fuck shit lately. But my thing is, if a kid don't want to watch party, okay, accept that decision right there. You know what I'm saying? Just accept that decision right there. But if he wants to have, you know what I'm saying? Do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And don't be acting no fool.
Yeah,
You know,
like we see what the lady, like what that lady did when cause I watched video and her son don't know how to talk. Maybe out of serious. Well, you know, cause I like, and let's just be real here. Everybody like to go to University of Florida because Gainesville is gangland, is the capital of gangs.
Yeah.
Gainesville, Florida ain't nothing but the street, but a street nigga college town. Let's just keep it real.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Ask Aaron Hernandez, God rest his soul.
Yeah. Yep.
That's why all those guys go to Florida, because Gainesville, even one of my Facebook friends said she live in Gainesville, said that's why all these guys go, because of gang activity. Gang activity, they can get in how they can get in where they want to and shit like that. Hell, you know. But you know, all these watch parties and shit, man. Look, don't be making no big ass extravaganza about where your son finna go. If he want, if he want to watch party, fine. I understand that, but people like ESPN and everybody else. Now you notice, Fox Sports 1 don't do that shit either.
Yeah.
Fox Sports 1, see that I like watching them like Undisputed. And when it comes to basketball and football, they show some good ass shit. I'll give it to them. I ain't a fan of the other Fox News, but Fox Sports coming with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I give it to them on that. But don't let people like ESPN, because let me school you in on how, and Jimmy will more likely, and I don't mind you adding your 2 cents on this topic. ESPN a child to be a project of theirs, a project set up for failure. Your son if your son was on to say, I'll take ESPN, but I'm going to tell you what they really find out more. They want to find out more stuff. They want to find out what shit. I'm gonna tell you, back in the day, she was a major. She was after. I think she said she was a majorette and she ran track for a minute too. So they can be like, well, let's find out all about what X's mom is. What's her lifestyle? What type of a mother she is? What value? What type of value she had that relies on as such? See, ESPN get a program. They come with an interview. Don't let somebody like a Carrie Champion interview you or say, and they'll tell you what kind of question you ask. And if the parent asks you not to answer that, from what I've read, Carrie Champion, she pretty slick about a lot of shit. So she one of them type of reporters. If you ask her not to do something, she'll do it anyway. If you ask her not to ask the question, she gonna turn around slick ask it anyway. And then she'll turn around, she'll ask a trick question.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I said, because that's where I feel that, really it's tit for tat. The child, parents should let a child exploit themselves, let alone a parent shouldn't exploit their child where they get ready to go. And I feel you fathers need, fathers to these football athletes, football sons, whatever. Hey, y'all need to step y'all shit up. Even and pretty sure, like you said, nowadays is with some function. Now you're gonna have that one fuck boy dad that's gonna just be defiant when being told that I don't want to throw a party about my son's announcement. They're gonna do it anyway. So don't plan on with, and mind you, the parents' name that I did call, Jimmy did not that y'all are on some fuck shit, that y'all do some fuck shit. Y'all are parents, okay?
Y'all don't do nothing now. Y'all don't do none of that F shit stuff. But all that shit there, man. Don't be, don't peg your child to do this or do that. And really, man, when you seeing all these little national sign days and all this other shit, all these cameras on everybody's face, that shit just makes me sick.
Hey, you going
it makes me sick, man. Yeah, my bad. And it makes me sick that when you seeing people like ESPN all up in somebody's child's face about, well, what made you decide to go with your decision? Well, what led you with it? Bruh, no. Cause see, I'm like this here. If I had a son that was talented, okay, and he made a decision if he wanted to go to Alabama, I'd tell him, yeah, go ahead, Alabama. But I don't want it to be known on the news. Yeah, respect my wishes. But like, let's also, you got some kids that be with fuck shit too. They're gonna do what they want to do anyway too. And I think I already stated that before. So, man, the best advice for all you young guys is this: if you a good player or whatever, and whatever decision that you make where you want to go play for school at wherever, whether if you want to go play for James Franklin or if you want to go play for Division III Scooty Boot Shooty Doo College or whatever. That's your decision. Let's not make it a big spectacle about it and have a whole damn block party and all this other little shit. Just make your decision. Be family, parents be proud of the decision. Y'all go out and have dinner together about it, and that's it. Let's don't have a party about it or nothing. Point blank. Jimmy?
Yeah, man. I mean, parents, just be on your best behavior because it's the day of the kids. It's the kids' day to shine. It's the kids' day to celebrate, literally his biggest decision of his entire life for a lot of these kids because, for some kids, it's going to be, the NFL. Going to the NFL, of course, is going to be their biggest decision, or their them skipping their senior year to declare for the NFL. So for a lot of these kids to be recruited to be on that grand scale, that grand stage, this is going to be their biggest decision to their life or leading up to the biggest decision of their life. So if your kid go to a school that you don't like or anything in nature because one of those people paid you a little rent money because you was too trifling out there to make something out yourself. You was too trifling to wait a minute before you had your child, because that's what a lot of these single mamas do out here. A lot of them, not all, but a good portion of them. A lot of them was so trifling that they had their baby in their teens, had baby a little in their early 20s, fucked up their entire life, and now their kid got a little bit of talent. Now they're mad because, you know what I'm saying? They're mad because they're not going to the school they want to go to. Man, get the fuck out of here with that. Let that kid enjoy his let that kid enjoy his day, his biggest day, the biggest day for a lot of these kids' careers and lifetime. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't about you. It's been multiple mothers out there, mostly black mothers. I haven't seen any white parents do this yet, but if there is, please correct me if I'm wrong. But
I have.
But the last 3 times I've seen this, where the parent get upset because they made a decision, we seen mamas walk off the stage because they didn't pick a certain school. We seen kids talking about, well, I don't agree with him going to this school. I want my son to go to LSU. The same woman did this twice, talking about, well, I think he should go to LSU. Bitch, it ain't about you.
I know the one you talking about. She, old girl, she looked pretty young, talking about some, I don't know why I want him to stay here at home. So it is what it is.
Bitch, it ain't about you. It's about your son. And rather he go to LSU or University of Spoiled Children, better known as USC or Notre Dame, whatever the fuck he goes to. It's his University of Spoiled Children. That's what they call USC. If you're a UCLA fan, you call USC, the University of Spoiled Children, because it's a private institution, unlike UCLA. But anyway, if that kid want to go to the University of Spoiled Children, or we know it's lame, aka Notre Dame University, that's his fucking decision. That's his fucking decision. Yeah, I would love for my kid to go to the University of Memphis or UT. But if he don't go to one of, let's say I had a child or a nephew, whatever, if he don't want to go to any of those damn schools in the SEC country, fine. He don't have to go there. That's his fucking decision. That's his fucking decision. Let that be his decision. Because at the end of the day, as a parent, at least he didn't fuck up, because if you feel like that was a bad decision, at least you didn't talk him into that fucked up decision. He made his own fucked up decision. And we gotta let kids live with that. Some things you shouldn't even try to tell your kids, especially when it comes to a certain decision. Some things kids gotta find out on their own.
Oh, damn right.
You can't always try to raise their kid. You can't always try to be mama and daddy in every situation. Some things kids got to figure out. It's your job to raise the kid, not try to live his life when he get grown. It's not your job. It's not your job to try to live his life. Let him live out his dream, and you know what I'm saying? Everything will be all right. So it is what it is with that. I'm expecting the University of Alabama to be #1 again. Georgia may slip up in there, but I don't see Georgia slipping up in there, because Alabama is still the school to go to. Every kid gonna want to go to the Crimson Tide with that 120,000 seat stadium up at Bryant Denny Stadium. You know what I'm saying? Kids want to play.
I'll tell you one thing: if I do go back up there, I want to eat in a dining facility.
Have you? Matter of fact, let me ask you this question: have you ever played at that? Have you ever went to the game at the stadium?
Yeah. I went there for my birthday when they played Texas A&M. It was Lane Kiffin's first year as the offensive coordinator when they shut Texas A&M out 59-0. That's a loud ass stadium, dog. That's a nice stadium.
Yeah. So yeah, I've heard that that was a loud ass stadium and stuff like that. Because I know the heavyweight champion of the world, or one of the heavyweight champions of the world, is from Tuscaloosa. And he actually practices at the University of Alabama. They allow him to use the facility to do his running and working out as well. And he's actually also spoken to the Crimson Tide as well. He's done, multiple speeches to the Crimson Tide team. So shout out to Deontay Wilder out there in Tuscaloosa. But yeah, man, I think Alabama's going to be the #1 ranked recruiting team. The only team I see taking that spot from them is Georgia. That's going to be a fucking long shot, because the way Saban recruits, Kirby Smart has, was #1 last year because he take a lot of his recruiting philosophies and stuff like that. But again, the way Saban recruits, he actually goes to these kids' houses. If he knows they didn't qualify and got that scholarship there, gonna sit down and talk to all the parents and stuff like that, and have dinner with them and everything. And he really, it's hard to, if your kid is that high recruit, at least a 4-star recruit, it's hard not to say yes to Alabama. It's just fucking hard not to say yes to Alabama.
Yeah, but Coach Saban, though, Steve Spurrier was Coach Sum and said that his recruiting trips be fun. Because he said one time he went to a recruit's house. It was like some little suburb of Florida, down in Osceola, I guess. Now somewhere around about where UCF is. He said it was like in a suburb, and they was having a birthday party. It was a black family. He said he was going to have a birthday party, and he got invited for a birthday party, ate the cake and all the stuff. They got to talking and stuff like that. Sat down, ate dinner with him and stuff like that. No, he was when he was at South Carolina. Still, okay.
Mm-hmm.
He said that whatever year the song "The Cha Cha Slide" came out. He said that's when he first learned how to do the Cha Cha Slide. Because he said you gotta,
you got to be having a selling point. So you done it with him. He said, hell, he was over there doing the cha-cha slide and all those stuff, was having fun with the family, stuff like that, and was talking with the recruit's family, and bam, he landed him. And he landed him. So, yeah. But yeah, I mean, hands down, Saban, Jeremy Pruitt, he got a long way on that end. But
you know what? I think Jeremy Pruitt, he's in the top 15. I mean, Tennessee is like ranked number 14 in the country in recruiting. So he's doing a good job recruiting, but he's got a long way before he competes with the top of the line recruiting. If he can creep up there to the top 10, I think that's a good start, but he's going to have to beat Florida. He's going to have to beat Georgia. He's going to have to at least beat all of the he's going to have to beat everybody in front of him at least, or try to anyway. I'm not expecting him to beat Alabama anytime soon because of the way Saban is playing, but if he can at least get a 10-2 season, that it's a lot of potential there. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully Jeremy Pruitt gets it together. Hopefully he gets it together. I'm not expecting it right now, but hopefully he gets it together. If he recruits the way Bitch Davis, that's what I'm calling Bitch Davis. If he recruits the way Bitch Davis did and bring in a little bit more coaching, he can get us popping and dropping because he was bringing in some great recruits. But if he starts that fuck shit again, Jeremy Pruitt gonna be up out of there. Not too. It's gonna be he gonna get up out of there. So it is what it is with that, man. So is there anything else you want to talk about, man?
Yeah. It's a couple of fan questions here. Who's your biggest disappointment in the bowl? And who's your biggest disappointment in the bowl?
In the bowl?
Any bowl game, any team from any well, mainly what he mean was like any team. What team disappointed you the most during bowl season?
UCF, because they could have beaten. I think they had a good chance of beating LSU, and there was no excuses not to beat that LSU team in particular. I think that's the biggest disappointment, because if we go, if I cut for you, as we said out here in the H-Town or in Texas, if I cut for you and then you go and you make me look bad, you know what I'm saying, then you made me look bad, man. UCF, in order to solidify that argument that they should have been playing in the national title game or in the playoff system, in order for people to make that argument to expand the playoff 8 teams, UCF should have won that motherfucking game, and no excuses for that shit. They should have won that goddamn game, and there was no excuses for that shit. It's none whatsoever. They should have won that motherfucking game.
Well, Corey Wolf and I, we talked about that, and I'm gonna tell you what the problem was. One, that quarterback is what he's gonna be is. Like quarterbacks like that. Kelly Bryant's the same way. You gotta follow UCF's receivers.
You're going in and out. You're going in and out. You're going in and out.
UCF.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? UCF had blew a lot. Their main wide receivers kept dropping a lot of passes, man, and they were on the verge of blowing LSU out. Okay, so the receivers weren't making the catches. Randy Shannon's defense didn't hold like always. And also to them two commentators that commentate that LSU UCF game on behalf of Jimmy J. Smooth and every other fan and every other college football fan like myself and others that was rooting for UCF. Hey, y'all can kiss our ass with a big fuck you for what you said at the end. Whoever that was made that little cheap shot at them at the end by talking about they had a great season, but they're no playoff team. Fuck you. When was the last time you been in the playoffs?
Exactly.
I don't know who it was, but a big fuck you for saying that.
Exactly. But
UCF is on the list. But my biggest disappointment got to go to Penn State.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you why. Kentucky ranked last in the SEC in passing offense, but they were 4th in rushing.
Yeah,
and we know that Kentucky is more of a run and gun team.
Penn State did not. That Penn State's defense did not capitalize on that. They did not adjust. They adjusted pass coverages and everything and stuff like that, which is fine. But ain't no way in hell you're not gonna be able to. You're not gonna be able. You couldn't beat Kentucky because of one player, one defensive player. Come on, man. James Franklin know better. And Franklin can do some little questionable stuff too, but we're not gonna get into that. But he should have took his defensive staff should have took advantage of that. So I fought James Franklin's defensive staff on that also. And but what I did like though was the fact that Franklin, he did mix run and pass in that entire game. And I think Trace McSorley is a better quarterback than Christian Fuckenberg, who's about to be the starting quarterback for this Memphis Pro team that's gonna have. So good luck with them on that. But yeah, Penn State.
Let me ask you this question: when are they supposed to have the season going with this football team?
I don't know, but I know Mike Singletary. I don't know. I gotta look that up. And Mike Singletary, the coach.
Yeah, and because I'm gonna watch this a little bit more. I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna watch this a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna watch this particular football league a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't watch it. I haven't watched a single solitary game in the NFL. Yes, I have people that I know that's in the NFL that I know personally. I know their parents personally, but I still ain't watched them hoes. I still ain't watched the motherfucking NFL. But I'm gonna tune into this football league just to show the NFL how big of a hose they motherfucking is. Until they do something about this shit, fuck the goddamn NFL.
Yep. But yeah, that was our biggest disappointments there. For Jimmy, it was UCF, and then for me, it was both UCF and Penn State. So I can agree. Now, mind you, though, not all the fault is on Josh Heupel because you gotta give Josh Heupel credit. He coached a damn good game, but UCF didn't have no business losing that game. If them wide receivers had caught them balls, they would have blew LSU out.
Exactly, and like I say, they don't have a bad quarterback because when I don't know what McKenzie Milton's class is. I think he's a senior next year, right?
Yeah, he's a senior next year.
So once the reins is given up to this new quarterback, I think they got a little something going because he was ranked number 19 in the country, number 18th in the country in recruiting, so quarterback position. So,
but they also word abound is that if McKenzie ain't better, he might take another year off. He might take a medical red shirt.
Yeah. So
I think would be pretty good for him,
Yeah, because the quarterback you got, I think you can work with him too. And then the quarterback you have, he's already redshirted. So
Wimbush.
Winbush, so he's already redshirted. So yeah, I mean, he's gonna be ready. He's not gonna be no bump. Trust me, he's not gonna be a bump. It just was a situation where the wide receivers wasn't catching the ball. So it is what it is with him. So he's gonna be pretty decent. They just need to work with him. So that it is what it is with that. But UCF need to bring it next year because
they play Florida next year.
Say what now?
They play Florida next year at UCF.
Yeah, so they better be ready because if they not, it is what it is. You're gonna prove everybody's points like you did. So you better make a statement to Florida. And I felt like UCF had to blow in order for people to even respect them. They had to blow out LSU, and none of that even happened. They didn't even win the game. So it is what it is with UCF. We'll see who comes out of the AAC next year. Now that Dana. I can't even pronounce that motherfucker. Dana who?
Holgorsen.
Dana Holgorsen, who left the Big 12 to come to the AAC, taking a $4 million they're paying them $4 million a year. So it's going to be interesting to see what
but I like who West Virginia got though. They got an old boy from Troy, Neil Brown.
Yeah, I mean he's done. I mean. It was time for him to leave anyway because I think he's been.
Gus Malzahn's former offensive coordinator, wasn't it Chip Lindsey? He went to Troy. because he lives in Troy.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, I think it was the right decision for him to lead Troy to go to a bigger and better team. So it is what it is with that, man. So it is what it is. What's the next question, brother?
All right, next question, because I don't want to waste your time. I know you gotta get you some rest. Grant here from Memphis. Hello, Jimmy and Craig. I listened to an old Let's Draw Something episode when Craig talked about things from his time in high school, but I never heard anything about Jimmy's time. But what I want to know from ranging from your freshman, he sound like he a young guy. From with this question, what I want to know is, it doesn't matter if it's from your freshman, sophomore, junior, senior years. Who was the best teachers you had at your high school? Who were the worst and why?
Oh man, who's the worst teacher I had?
The best and the worst.
The best and the worst. Oh, ooh. That's the hard. And the best would be, I would say, a teacher by the name of Mr. Cox. That's one of my teachers. Because I didn't have too much negative press on some of these teachers. The worst teacher, that's gonna be hard because I can't. If they would, I would probably say Mr. Naya.
Yeah, but why for your best and the worst?
Well, I felt like Mr. Cox cared.
Yeah.
I just felt like Mr. Cox cared about his students, regardless. You know, I didn't have him very long in terms of being my teacher, but I can tell that he was a good teacher because he took time out and cared about his students. As far as Mr. Naya, I just thought I felt like he didn't ever have control over his students. That's my main thing with that oval head asshole. I felt like he just didn't have any control over his students, man. You know, he was a damn good drawer in terms of being a teacher. He can draw his ass off, but I felt like he didn't have no type of control over the students. So I just thought he was just a hoe to me. So
yeah, I can imagine the nights he would go home, the days he would go home though. So it was like we said he had no control of the students. So like basically he tried to teach the students was just talking.
that's the way I looked at it, man. Because I felt like I didn't learn a goddamn thing listening to that hoe. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. Some guys liked him, but me, I felt like he was a hoe. That's just my thing with that hoe. So it is what it is with that motherfucker, man.
Yeah. I gotta say on my end, actually I got three of them. Three of the best. Four of the best, one of the worst. Three of the best came from my junior year in high school. The late Miss Maddox, God rest her soul. She taught economics, applied economics. That was that level 6 class, that honors class. And you know, she kept it real and stuff like that. I don't know if they had nothing negative about it to say about her about that. I mean, I passed her class with flying colors. Shit, I passed it with an A. And I mean, it was like some assignments. I mean, she would call me Slick. That's how I got my nickname, because I would tell us, man, I got to talk about something. I'll say, hey, I forgot all about the assignment. So I think on my 5th period study hall, and I think she also had a 5th period class too. Because I think her free period was like the first period. Because, you know, and I'm going to tell you how stupid Memphis City schools was at the time. Because, you know, back in the day, you know, you looked on your report card, you only had 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th period, 5th and 6th period, right?
Yeah.
And then I was in the spot. Okay, so then they decided in my junior year to change it. Instead of just dropping to 7, they decided to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, that shit didn't make no sense. But you know, at the school that I was in, they had all these old school folks. It wasn't nothing supposed to be making sense to us. We just had to roll the punches, and just shut up and roll the punches. But anyway, Miss Maddox, my economics teacher for applied economics, she was pretty good. In his first year teaching there, a guy by the name of Mr. Scott, he taught trying to think what it was he taught. He taught U.S. history, I think. I forgot. It was one of the history classes he taught. He was real cool, man. And then you like you said about your teacher, he did care, you know. And like something I didn't understand or so or whatever, or if I missed assignment, that man would be like, Craig said, you missed class yesterday. What happened? Sick. Okay, he said, well, you need to make the assignment up. This kind of like it's like, you know, this major assignment here. This kind of midweek assignment. This kind of like 20% of your grade. Okay, you know, that's how cool he was. My English teacher, Miss Esley, she was pretty cool. I think she went to last I remember, she went to East after I graduated. She went to teach at East High. So I don't know how she's doing now. 12th grade, I gotta say my art teacher was pretty much the best. Miss Cruther. That's how I got better on a lot of stuff. The words go to my geometry teacher by name Mr. White, and I'm gonna tell you why. Okay. And he had control over his students, but he worked with a select few students and stuff like that. And I think my issues were with him was it was like he had a problem with me on some things. Like if I would ask a question or something, or like if I be talking or something like that in the class. I mean, and I was gonna go ahead and say it. I'm not calling him this. I'm not calling him one, but he did a little bitch move one time that my pops had the person to tell him to stop doing, which is moving the class. It didn't do no good, you know, because I told him I wasn't gonna be sitting up there. He had me make me look like a fool. And then also beside this here, you know, he was a little bit. I felt he was a little bit too serious about his job. He was a little bit too serious on some things, and like if some things that if I didn't understand. You know, he never wanted to answer my question. You know, he looked at me stupid. And then he be calling me son and stuff like that. I mean, one time he got mad with me because he thought I was getting smart with him when he said something about son, you need to be quiet. I said, first of all, I'm not your son. I'm a pop's son. I said, second, you old enough to be my brother. Damn. I told him that. So he kicked me out of the class. So he had kicked me up out of the class. And then I think one time he was talking, he had a talk with my pops on the phone about something. So then, and he had the legendary Frank Allen up there. Big shout out to him. He had Frank Allen up there in the class. So instead, and I remember this incident, instead of him showing the tact, now he's sitting up there talking to Frank, instead of him having some tact about just pulling me to the side, waiting until he got them done talking with Frank about some things. This dude talked to me in front of Frank. But I'm gonna tell you what I did though. When I went up there to talk to him, I shook Frank's hand and said, Frank, nice to meet you. How you doing? He said, good. You know, I shook his hand. You know, that's what you're supposed to do. That's how I was taught. Okay, but you know, the fact was he kind of made his business like embarrass me and like in front of the class and shit. But you know, I passed his class though, and that was one point. Yeah, and I'm admitting this 20-some years later. And I really don't care if this get back to him, but because, you know, truth is the truth. I just felt, man, you know, hey, he, you know, like I said, he only taught who he wanted to teach. And when he basically, in a sense, told my pops that he really didn't want to teach me. You know, I'm like this here. Well, first of all, it's not your job to pick and choose who you want to teach. It's your job to teach another parent's child. You know, that's how I still feel to this day. And let's be real, teachers are the most underpaid there is. I think their yearly salary should be about at least 75 to 80 grand a year. You know,
yeah,
when you think about it. But I just felt at the time, man, that you know, he really didn't want to teach me. He really didn't want to help me on a lot of things. Like, you know, I was kind of struggling in this class a little bit. And, you know, I asked him some certain things, you know, about like, hey, I didn't understand this and that. Talking about, well, that ain't my problem. You got to figure it out on your own. But if it was another student there or whatever that had the same problem I had, he took the time out to help them. I was like, oh, okay. You know, So to me, he's a great guy now, but to me at the time when he was like 25 years old, 25, 26 years old and stuff like that, and you know, he fresh out of college, out of one of the most prestigious colleges in Atlanta. Not Georgia Tech, one of the prestigious black colleges. I think he, you know, to me, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. I think to me at his age at the time, you know, he smelled his shit a little bit too deep. You know?
Yeah, and that's how he was some of these whole ass teachers any fucking way. So
yeah.
I'm glad you
now you know, he you know, but the last time I saw him was like 8 years ago. He was at, you know, it was 8 years ago. It was pretty brief, I think, because I think he was with his family. I think, well, I didn't know if he had got married at that time or what, but yeah, and you know, we had a little small talk and stuff like that. But other than that, we just kept it rolling. So yeah, I mean, he was the worst as far as a teacher from a professional standpoint. Because I felt that, you know, as a teacher, no matter if you know, it's more like this. Whether you like the student or you don't like the student, you still got a job to do.
Yeah, I agree. You still got a job to do.
You still got a fucking job to do. You know, if you know it ain't you know, if you don't, you know it's like what our boy Nature Boy Ric Flair said. Whether you like it or you don't like it, learn to live with it. And I felt that's where I felt it at the time. That's what he had. I felt at that time. I think that's what Mr. White had to do as far as me goes. But I did pass this class, though. I mean, you know, and I really, you know, like I said, he took a serious business and stuff like that. You know, and like for the whole 6 weeks, I really didn't interact with him a lot at all. So that was about it. I mean, I really didn't interact with him, and then you know, after Pops said, I remember it vividly, man. After Pops told me he had a conversation had the telephone conversation with him. See, he didn't tell my mama the whole thing. Pops thought he was just a jackass.
Yeah,
you know,
I bet he did
at the time, because you know he said, yeah, he sounded like he said he sounded like old arrogant jackass too. I'm like, I guess so. Yeah. I told him for some reason he don't like me, and I don't like him. But and even Pops said, he said, but you know, see, this when Pops was clean and sober, you know, for a while, and he said, but way I look at it is this. He said, way I look at it is this. He got a damn job to do.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, man, you got anything you like to add? Well, I know I don't. But like I said, big shout out. I'm gonna post a link up all on Facebook, put it in order here. Made all the shout outs in order. Like I said again, to the Fleming family and to the Dorsch family, our prayers and condolences to you guys for your recent losses. So yeah, that's about it. Anything like that, Jimmy J?
Man, nothing much, man. Just keep on, man, supporting your channel, man. You know what I'm saying? Just y'all go over to his channel, man, and support him, man. And like I've been telling this ass, he need to, that motherfucker, your ass need to goddamn post more material, dog. You be having some good ass shit.
But dude, I'll be hey, I work in the afternoon now. So man, by the time when you get off, shit, I'll be working. So I work from 1 to 9:30 during the on 1 to 9:30, and on Sundays it'd be from 11 to 7. So
yeah, but your ass need to post more shit, man. I mean, even if it ain't nothing, but you ain't gotta do no live stream though. That's the thing. All you gotta do is record your shit for a few minutes and then get you Viva video and put that shit on YouTube, man. You know, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, whatever, man. However long. You ain't gotta post no long shit like I be doing sometimes. Shit. Hell, I don't be having time sometimes, but shit. post enough, nigga. Shit. How many subscribers you got? How many subscribers you got?
I don't know, man. I got to look back though, but I think I'm sitting at I went from 45 to 47. So,
hey, dude, you be having some good ass opinions, dog, man. When we be talking in that sports talk, man, you be having some badass opinions, dog. But you be having better opinions than some of these fuckboy ass commentators up in this hole, man. Post this shit, man. Tell people.
Hey, I talk about real stuff too, man. You know, it's just, and with me, it's just not sports, y'all.
Yeah, same here.
I talk about real life. I stray away from politics. I mean, with the exception of the rule where we had Jimmy and I, we had talked about what 45 did, but again, to Michael Strahan.
Thank you. Thank you.
So that was big of him to do that. But other than that, I don't have nothing, man. I'm finna finish folding up my 2 loads of clothes I didn't wash today. I've settled down on my off day, and I gotta get ready to go back tomorrow. Knock these 2 days out before I'm off Saturday.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably be I'm gonna be going to Dallas this weekend, and then helping some people move, and then after that, man, I'm gonna be taking care of some business back home, and get ready for next month, man, so I can prepare for the fight, because I'm supposed to be going to the Mikey Garcia versus Errol Spence fight up in Dallas. So it is what it is with that. So I'm gonna be rocking and rolling, man. But we're gonna do another Let's Draw on something next week. I don't know what day, but we're gonna do it next week, man. So if you don't have anything, it's your boy, live and direct in full effect out the 832 with my partner in crime out the 662, and y'all already know how Jimmy J.
Wait, don't sign off yet.
Go ahead.
I apologize, y'all. I just want to say this. I really want to say this, because this is a subtle hint for what will possibly be our next topic, because we're gonna go in depth. And if something had to do, it has something about to do with fellas, men. It really has something to do about with ladies, fellas, and men, ladies, the guys, and the kids. Okay. And I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Ladies, if you're gonna be in a relationship with a man, I don't know if I said this before, but I'm gonna say this again. Ladies, if you're gonna be in a relationship with a man or whatever, and that relationship progressed so far that the guy want to have children, and you tell him that you can't have kids, he break up with you, but then he see you somewhere a month or two down the road, and your stomach full, and then when the previous time you talking about you couldn't have his kids or whatever, you deserve to get punched in the mouth. Fellas, you the same way. If that fellas, you the same way. If a woman talking about she want to have your baby, and you tell them no, but then she see you walking down the street with someone with a white, I'm not being racist, with another black woman or a white woman or another woman in general, whatever, her stomach full, you need to get your ass punched in the mouth and kicked in the balls too. This ain't the time to be selfish with somebody. Give a guy, man, ladies, give a man what he want, fellas, get a woman what he want. Point blank. Sick of y'all selfish ass fools just only thinking about y'allself. I gotta keep my body in shape. Shit. You wanna keep your body in shape? Stop breeding all these multitude of babies and shit. Damn.
Well, the thing is,
work out.
As far as dudes are concerned, dudes have less control over whether or not he has kids than women are. Women have more control over whether or not they have kids. So that dude can say, well, I don't want any more kids, but if you fucking a woman raw, shit, there's a good chance you can get a chick pregnant real fast. So I mean, other than strapping up, you don't have that type of control. If a dude don't put on a condom, he don't have no say so whether or not he can have a child, unless that woman's taking birth control.
Yeah,
you have no say so over that. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is when it comes to that.
Yeah, I know for some. I'll like I said, I'll take my chance. I'll punch a nigga. I'll punch a broad with somebody in the mouth. He's gonna tell me I don't have your baby crib, but then you're gonna turn around, you walk around your stomach full by some old nothing happening ass street nigga that talk like bruh.
Well, here's the thing with that. If a motherfucker don't want to have kids with me, I'm not gonna fuck with them. Point blank, period, end of discussion. You know, especially if I'm the type of dude that want children. With any woman I get with at this point, they gonna have to have kids. I mean, in terms of they're gonna have to have my child. I'm just gonna say that. I'm not gonna say they have to have kids because I prefer a woman with no kids. But if she do happen to have children, she can't have no more than two. You know, once you start getting past two, you know, that becomes expensive in this bitch. So, and then she definitely gonna have to have a job. She's gonna have to have a job for sure. If she have kids, it ain't no ifs, ands, and buts. She gonna have to have a good job and a better job than what I have. You know what I'm saying? I feel pretty good money, but you're gonna have to have it better than me. I'm sorry, I can't deal with that. So
yeah.
It is,
and that you know, and I'm the same way, or you or Matt, or let alone break even. You know, see how it works. That's how me. But let me just say this, ladies. I don't want to say, Craig. Also, if I don't have Craig, baby, he gonna punch me across the jaw. Okay, no, I said that figure of speech, but believe me, it's some of y'all out there that I do know, and I'm not saying names. Y'all do need y'all ass slapped. Because they'll, you know, it's some out there that I do know. Yeah, y'all need y'all ass rim rock for real. It ain't gonna be. Yeah, it ain't gotta be by me. It's gonna be by somebody else. Oh, cause shit. But that, I mean, I wanted to go ahead and say about it on that, but you know, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna sign myself off along with Jimmy J Smooth. This is on behalf of with Let's Draw on Something. I thank Jimmy J Smooth allowed me to do it on his show. So take it away, Jimmy.
Yeah, man. This your boy live and direct in full effect out the 832 while he out the 662. And y'all already know how both of us do. Peace out, man. And we'll come back next time.
Most deaf. Holler at y'all later.
Peace out.